Hey everybody, Jayne Sanders here, Master Scientific Hand Analyst, Purpose and Law of Attraction Coach. I haven't done a video in a while. It depends on what you read, whether people are more interested in emails if there's video in them or they don't open them as much. Who knows? Anyway, I'm doing a video this time instead of an image. And I've talked about thumb and Jupiter and Saturn. So this week is about the ring finger or Apollo. So the lower joint of Apollo, if it's about, it's called the schmooze zone. So if it's larger than, the other kind of relatively larger than the other lower zones of your hand, or if it's the largest zone of your ring finger, then it means you're a good networker. If it's excessively large, you're a ham. You need to be the center of attention, is basically what that's saying. If it's short or compromised in some way, it could mean that you're kind of shy. You'd be best doing your marketing online, where you're a little bit behind the scenes. And if there's if it cinches down at the bottom, down here, where it's really skinny, and usually that you can only see that in handprints. That's called a tight code on creativity. It means basically that your definition of creativity is too narrow, and it's restricting you recognizing your own creativity because you're not seeing how it can show up because your code, your definition is too tight. So that's the lower zone. The middle zone is the designer. It's creativity in the material world, like an interior designer, jewelry, furniture, designing cards. It's tangible creativity that you can use. And people often are attracted to creating beauty in their homes. So if that's a nice sized area on Apollo, bigger than the other middle zones of the hands, or just looks oversized for the finger itself, then very important to you, practical creativity. And then the upper zone is the critic's eye, working with creative concepts, helping people reframe and look at things in a creative way, kind of a new perspective, seeing things that others don't see, if it's a strong section for you. If it's small, if that upper zone is small, then it's like conforming so that you don't get rejected, because fear of rejection is the student path of the creativity finger, the Apollo finger. If there are horizontal lines across this upper zone, it can be very critical and super picky about things. Or if it's pinched, kind of shows up as your expressions being in just a plain brown wrapper, kind of boring. So a lot goes on in each of these fingers. So just notice which section is the healthiest. If it's, relatively the same, because mine are kind of the same. I have what's called a nice garden when you look at my hands anyway, but they print differently depending on what's going on in my life. And remember, when you take your prints, it's a snapshot in time. But mine are, kind of consistent. Everything looks like it's the right size and sort of equal. And that's what's called a nice garden. But others, like the different zones can show up a lot more strongly, especially in prints. So that's the Apollo finger, either hand. Like the right hand might be out in the world, left hand more in family, community, home. Excuse me. Anyway, don't want to get this too detailed because we could go on and on and on, but I'm covering each of the fingers. And that's the fourth one, Apollo or ring finger. So I hope you found this interesting, and take note where I'm speaking coming up. And also, the big announcements. My class hasn't started yet on the fingerprint system, so you still have time to join us. And then the workshop coming up on October 12th, one day. Lots of stuff going on in that day. I'm doing that workshop with Michelle Wilson, who has some amazing talents and skills. So just click on that link up above and see what we're up to, see if you want to join us. It's only $97 for the whole day, lots of transformation, lots of tools and tips, and a huge, yummy lunch. And networking as well, $97. So anyway, thanks for watching. It's good to see you through that little green dot. I know you're there. And until next time, have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.